back to my YouTube channel. Please, if you haven't already, go watch my part 1 video. It is going to be about all the ingredients I'm using and specifics about them, how to get them, and just little things you might want to know about making tea eggs. But if you just want to see it being done and the making of it, I would say stay with this video. So a little on how the experiment is going to be. The eggs, which I wanted to make a lot for different teas, to have different flavors, to see the differences. So I got 2 sets of the 12-pack eggs. And my hope is to have 6 different flavors. And that means dividing the eggs into 4 different eggs per flavor. But what I also got is an ingredient that I have to use to replace Shaoxing wine, because I don't think if it is classified as a wine, as in wine like the ones you drink, I can't have one in my apartment. So that is the only ingredient I will be using that is not traditional Chinese, or as in a replacement in the original recipe, as I should word it. And if you know how long it takes to make tea eggs, usually it needs to be done a day before you eat them, because you're preparing the solution. You're putting the egg in it, but then the egg also has to sit in the solution in most recipes for up to 24 hours. So technically, if it gets here Sunday, I won't be able to eat it until Monday. And for the amount that I want to try of different teas and stuff, with the limited pans that I have and pots, I don't necessarily have 6 that would cover the eggs all the way. So I might have to alternate. But what I plan to do is to make it even, is to put each egg in the solutions for the same amount of time, doing the same amount of cooking procedure. So then I can compare them and see, okay, which one is good, which one is bad, and tell you guys my thoughts on them to make it interesting. So I'm going to show you guys what teas I plan to do. One of them isn't a tea, but I've heard there are blue Chinese tea eggs, unless it's all just Photoshop. I've seen them online and heard there is one, you can make that is a blue one, but I'll be making my own version of that. But I want to say, I'm gonna stick to the main ingredients of the traditional recipe, but the tea that I use, some of them are going to be traditional and some of them are going to be just, an experimentation. Is this good? Does this work? Out of curiosity. So yeah, I can't wait. These are just like showcases of all the ingredients I'm using. And this should be everything except for the water. And these give you an idea of everything in the traditional type of teas. Chai tea and the green tea. And now, on to the part where I'm cooking. Pull up the recipe on my computer and actually bring it in the kitchen, because there's no way I'm going to remember all of these. But the more you do it, the more easier it got, in my opinion. I got curious about when I was trying to cook everything is the ginger kind of needs to be washed before you cut it. Prepared all my eggs to sit at room temperature. Will the pans take over the whole stove? For the ginger, I was surprised how fibrous it is. Now to add the 2 slices of ginger in each pot. Three-star anise in each pot. I think it actually kind of tinted my fingers a little bit, or stains. The cinnamon, which might actually be my favorite, smells super good. I was smelling the tea leaves, they kind of smell really pungent. Upon looking it up, each tea egg needs 2 tablespoons, which is equal to 2 tea bags. Sichuan peppercorns. I'm really curious to see what this does to the taste. Now where most of the coloring comes from. Adding in the light soy sauce. I was trying to get it on film when I opened the dark soy sauce, but it was so hard. But because it was so satisfying, the sound when I opened the light soy sauce, I really wanted you guys to hear it. So I tried, and I eventually got it. Adding in the other source of the color, the dark soy sauce. And the sugar. When it comes to the salt, I've been using Himalayan salt recently. And I'm not sure if that's going to make much of a difference, but usually it doesn't. Then this vegetable stock is my replacement for Shaoxing wine. For the last part, in my opinion, the water. Although tea bags still come at the very end. But figuring out one of my pans can't cover the whole egg. That's the one that can't, so I will be reusing it in the future for something else. Here is me taking over the whole freaking kitchen counter. Basically, trying to get all this done for hours in a row. I want to say it probably took 2.5 hours to 3 hours. First, boil water to boil the eggs, which takes not that long, about 7 minutes. Here's the peppermint teas. I'm putting 4 in, and it goes in the small one because I want the flavor to be really strong for the mint tea eggs. Next up, the chai tea. So putting 4 bags of it in because I do want the flavor to be strong because I'm only keeping the eggs in there for 24 hours in the solution. Boiling the eggs in the water, you have to be very gentle. You don't crack them before you have to intentionally crack them to go into the solutions you're making. The big tip and a major hazard, I didn't know this and I didn't take it in consideration, which I should have. But you know the paper attached to the string that you just saw, was it catching on fire? And I would tell you take these off because some of them were starting to burn and catch on fire, and I'm really surprised it did not set the fire alarm off. But I got lucky, it didn't, and I was monitoring everything, and I opened the door to air everything out. That was just scary though. Don't be a foreigner like me. Letting the eggs chill, literally, after boiling them for 7 minutes. You have to immediately remove them and put them in an ice bath. When the solutions become boiling, you have to put them on simmer and cover them for 10 minutes. In Fitbit, you are really good for timers while cooking. Now that they're simmering and boiled, you can really smell it. And it is how people say it is. The eggs, you want to cover them, the tops and bottoms, with ice. The solution is ready, it's time to smell it. And let it sit and chill. I decided to take it back from this pan and put this one in the big boiling pot after I've already boiled the eggs. And this will be the green tea one. I will also be putting 4 tea bags in. This is the unique thing about making the marbling color on the egg, is that sometimes it's hard to know when to stop cracking the egg. And if you're not careful, you're gonna end up with these kind of like dents, because the egg is still soft. Or when you put it in the solution, they kind of pop right back out again. It's taking forever to cool off, so I ended up putting it in the refrigerator. And it's still, for an hour, was steaming. Here are the done solutions of all the tea eggs. And I just give it a stir before I put all the eggs in. And keep them in for 24 hours. It is 10:46 p.m. When them were in there, it was 10:50 p.m. And here's what they look like when they're in the solution, ready to be refrigerated. Putting the 2 smaller pans on the bottom so they can't be shifted on the racks and fall off. All snug. The other 3 teas I'm doing will be in the part 3 video, and the part 4 video will be of the taste testing. At the end of the video, after I've shown all the eggs and what they look like and described their taste and which one is best, which one do you think is the best tea egg? Thank you guys so much for watching, and sorry, but that'll have to be a part 3 video. I've never done videos in parts before, so this is new to me, but the extent and how long it took, I had to. So thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.